Story 1. When I was younger, I was delivering newspapers to a woman named Margie. He was very old, and I was taking the newspaper and putting it inside for him and checking on him. One day I came in, and he was asleep in bed, so I went in and put the newspaper on the table and left the house. The next day, Margie was sleeping again, and the newspaper still hadn't been opened. The next day, Margie was awake and hugged me, saying that she was very happy. But on the next day after that, there were cars in front of the house. Apparently, Margie had died in her bed 4 days ago. Somehow, I talked to him, and he actually hugged me when he was dead. Story 2. I worked in the hospital and often stayed on night shifts. I went to the vending machine for a snack around 3 a.m., and there was a glass door next to the vending machine overlooking the cafeteria. Obviously, I saw someone enter the door. When I saw someone in the cafeteria, I remembered that there were sensor lights on, but these lights did not light up. It was still dark inside. I went to take a closer look and saw that the people walking inside were walking straight to the wall. I ran away from the horror of the sight, and I never remember running so fast before. Story 3. According to a story my mom told me, one night when I was just a baby, I was whining a lot, and that's why my mom came to my crib to check on me. After coming to my room several times, my mother got quite tired. When I started crying again, my mother got up to come to my room again, but she heard other footsteps and went crazy because my mother was there alone. When the footsteps stopped, my mother heard the sounds of the cradle rocking and the voice of an old woman. This voice was talking to me and trying to calm me down. It's so weird. Story 4. I was working at a public pool. There were times when I worked alone to clean it after the pool closed. One night, around 2 o'clock, I was cleaning the changing rooms. The pool was closed for a few hours, but I heard a child's laughter and footsteps in the pool. I went out to look, but I couldn't see anyone. All the doors were closed and massive. There was no space where a child could hide. And I didn't see any wet footprints by the pool either. I checked the doors and the security cameras, but there was nothing. I was the only one in the building. Story 5. After my father died, I went home to visit my mother. I knew I was alone in the house, but I heard voices upstairs. My father was in his room. He got up from the computer chair, walked to the door, and opened it. After opening the door, he walked down the stairs, stopped for a few seconds on his last step, and then returned to his room and closed the door. I was probably 5 meters away from him, and I froze. My father was afraid of me. Here we come to the end of today's video. I hope that you will support us by pressing the like button, as it will not harm you with anything. On the contrary, it will encourage us to provide more. And thank you to all the supporters.